That doesn't support the the claim that I killed the 4 children deliberately, and it doesn't seem to me, my Lord, that it could hold up. So here I'll go over.
Do you interpret that, please?
Yes?
I want her to first interpret what you have said.
Oludda oluwaabi lwasaba nti nsingisibwe emisango eginvunaanibwa emisango 4 egy'obutemu, era okusaba kwabwe okwo nsaba kuleme kukkirizibwa kubanga tebaleese bujulizi bumala kunnumika, era saakikola ekyokutta abaana abo tikyakolebwa mu bugenderevu, era ngamba nti bagamba nti nakikola mu bugenderevu naye njagala ndeete naye tebaleeta byongera kukakasa nti nakikola mu bugenderevu.
Mr. Okello, you can proceed.
Yeah, my Lord, our defense contends that
it's actually not our defense, it is your defense.
My
your
defense.
defense.
Yeah, that my defense.
Yes, so, yeah. And that's what I am waiting for.
Okay. So, my Lord, many claims were raised that I was completely fine mentally, and yet, my Lord, it is possible that there were other kinds of mental challenges that could have gone undetected, perhaps, and yet contributed or caused the death of the 4 children. So, my Lord, defense contends that it may not be concluded yet that I was completely mentally fine to the extent that I could have prevented myself from killing the 4 children. Then another...
You can repeat that, please. Repeat that for me.
Yes?
Repeat. Would you please repeat that?
What? Yeah, I know. Nice. So, my Lord,
Yes, Mr. Okello, I'm still waiting. If you still have anything else you want to tell the court
Yeah, I have some.
in your defense.
Yeah, it's much. It's much. I'm still going on. So, my lord, prosecution, also.
I told you to repeat what you said because I needed to record it.
From what point, my lord?
oludda olwabi lwayogera bingi nti nali ntegeera bulungi ng'ate waliyo ensonga endala eziraga nti saali mu mbeera yange etegeera obulungi ng'era kyekyaviirako okutta kw'abo abaana abana era mu kwewozaako kwange ŋŋamba nti nali siri mu mbeera ya kutegeera bulungi era ng'ekyo kyali tekinsobozesa kubanga nsobola okuba nga ndeka.
My lord, from what point would you read the...
Okay,
Yes.
I wrote that many claims were that I was completely mentally...
Yeah, I think that was all. That has to be all for that part.
Okay.
Yeah, moving on.
Please.
Another part of the case, my lord, which deals with the intention, the reason for me killing is that I did it for the riches, and I sacrificed the children, my lord. For that, and I did intentionally.
Could I please get that? Could you please repeat that?
So, my lord, killing the 4 children in a ritual sacrifice deliberately for riches, right? And my lord, I have something to say to that. I made the confession. In the charge and caution statement and the plain statement and in other areas, my lord, but I was pressed hard to do so, my lord. I didn't have any choice to say anything else or what I wanted to say, my lord.
oludda olwabi bagamba nti nakkiriza emisango gy'okutta abaana bano abana nga saddaaka okufuna obugagga era nakkiriza nga nteeka mu statement yange eyanjibwako ku poliisi ne mu statement gye baali bamaze okuntegeeza nti byonna byenjogera bisobola okukozesa ng'obujulizi, naye bankaka kuba nali sirina kyakusalawo kubategeeza ki kye nali nze njagala okubategeeza.
So, my lord, I was coerced to say something that was acceptable to them at the time. Okay, moving on. The prosecution also tendered other evidence to suggest that I was deliberate and four-minded in killing the children, like the file in the flash disk. It was a book about war from China. So that one, my lord, I put that file on the flash disk long ago, but not so long ago, just about the time I came to the country. And I don't think that evidence counts as something against me in the deaths of the 4 children, because I put it there at the time.
You're going to go slow because I'm writing what you're saying. You're saying there was a book?
Yeah, a book.
About war?
Yeah, about
and
war.
You said you downloaded it long?
Yes, I downloaded it and put it
before
on.
you came to the country?
No, I was in the country at the time, my lord. Yes, and I put the flash disk there on the. I put the file on the flash disk in what I thought was the site of them. Really, it was just. I'll contend, my lord, that was done. To appease them, to kind of find a way to keep the peace. I was trying to assure them that I really I'm not interested in fighting them. I would lose, and I would like to lose and just go. So moving on. My Lord, prosecution also presented to court other evidence, exhibits, or whatever we're going to call them, that seem to suggest that I did this deliberately and with forethought. But for example, my Lord, there was the beheading video searches. The videos about beheadings by ISIS. There was also the school searches for children, searches for schools that teach young children. And what else was there? Wait.
Oludda olwabi lwagenda mu maaso ne luleeta obujulizi nga balaga nti okutta abaana bano nakikola mu bugenderevu, era ne baleeta obujulizi nga flash disk okwali firimu y'entalo mu China. Eyo firimu nali nagiteekako ku flash disk eyo emabega, era nga ndi mu ggwanga lino. Ekitabo ekiriko ekisoma olutalo mu China naye nga nali ekitabo ekyo nakiteekako ku flash disk eyo emabega nga ndi mu lutalo nga ndi mu ggwanga lino Uganda. Ekyo tekisonga ku ngeri y'okutebwa kw'abaana bano aboogerwako, era bategeeza nti nali saagala era nga sirina kigendererwa mu kulwana ntalo era nga nali waakuwangulwa. Era oludda oluwaabi lwaleeta obujulizi obulala era mu kikabanga eky'ebizibiti nga bagezaako okulaga nti kino nakikola nga nakigenderera oba nakiteekateeka, okugeza nga vidiyo eza okutemako emiteezo ekyo ekitongole kya ISIS n'okunoonyereza ku masomero. N'okunoonyereza ku masomero g'abaana abato.
She is kind of a big deal, and now it's not about her big office. Thanks to her big connection that keeps her big business always on. You too can be a big deal when you keep your business always on.
And sworn statements, nobody interrupts your conversation. So when you're done, you will let me know and we shall stop.
Yes, when I'm done, I will let you know. That very young. So moving on along. Yes, my lord. The video, the school searches, and almost all the other evidence that suggests, my lord, that I did this very deliberately. Was created in the end. I mean, those events happened at a later time when I did in fact make the searches and did those actions, but there was there was factors that were forcing me. I didn't even do so willingly still then. And then it comes to the conclusion of defense, my lord, that I didn't do any of this actually intentionally. I mean, in the legal sense of the word, as applied to murder. So to summarize the intentional murder section, we're going to say defense doesn't believe.
You.
Yeah, I don't. Huh? I don't believe that. I did this murder intentionally, as legally defined, and then that's one reason, my lord, why the charges, all the 4 counts, my lord, should not be honored, my lord. So, my Lord, I will explain separately or in a different section. How I came to think and act that way. I'll explain how or why I believe I was forced to act that way.
Please proceed and explain. I'm
Now?
writing. Yes.
Yes, shortly. No, it's not going to be very long. The whole defense is very short. But for organization's sake, I think, my Lord, we should just keep the order here. Yes? Okay. So to support this, to support the argument that I didn't do this intentionally as described in this section, we are going to rely on the exhibits that have already been submitted by prosecution. Yeah, and the charge and caution statement, the plain police statement also. So moving on. Here I'm going to in this section I'm going to describe why I was forced to how I believe I didn't very willingly make the.
When you're launching an e-commerce business, you just want to move fast. I'm Sean.
And I'm Elliot.
And we're the co-managing directors of Booty.
Our old e-commerce platform was clunky and it relied on developers.
We needed flexibility, control, and speed to grow.
So we switched to Shopify, reducing manual tasks, increasing automation and security, and finding more time for the business.
Since then, our team and sales have only grown.
It's a no-brainer for any business at any stage. Make the switch to Shopify.
Yeah, in this section, I believe I'm just going to describe. It's very short. How I believe that I didn't make the police statements and some of the other evidence that was.
Mr. Okello, that one you said it already, and I have it on record. That
Yeah.
you were forced to.
Yeah, I must. I should describe.
That one I already have it on record. You can now give me something else.
Maybe not, my lord.
Is that all?
No, there's more, but I'd like us to be sure that we have this on record, my lord.
Yes, we do. You said that the prosecution tendered in a plain statement and a confession that you said that you killed, where you confessed that you killed the children for wealth or for riches.
Yes.
But you were forced to write that statement, and you had no.
I believe that. I believe so. Yeah.
So that one I have it on record.
But I should say here that these are the witnesses I'm going to rely on, and this is the evidence also that I'm going to rely on. That's what I wanted to complete here.
Your witnesses, yesterday we recorded them, and there was a prayer from your lawyers that we shouldn't disclose their identities, and so I don't want you to mention your witnesses.
Okay, my lord. Moving on. In the next section, my lord, I'm going to try to show how it seemed unlikely that I could have conceived even an idea like that. And though it doesn't directly support the arguments that I didn't do it, it can indirectly. We believe so, my lord, that this section could help to support the content intentionally commit did not intentionally kill the 4 children, my lord. So moving on.
Is that all?
No, we're still moving. Moving on. So in this section, I'm going to say, the defense contends that the accused.
Yourself, and what is your defense?
The accused.
You are the accused.
Okay. Yeah, I'm going to contend that I am a person said to be of generally good moral character, and is also said to be affectionate and kind, and is also very busy, and he's said to be focused on his work, and is very hardworking. Some have said that he's fairly prosperous, maybe by Ugandan standards. And resourceful, and in light of this circumstantial evidence, it helps, or it lends credit to the argument, my lord, that I couldn't even have conceived the idea. And so maybe alternative explanations could be carefully considered.
Ni msimu wa kuangamiza kwekwe na magugu. Habikill ni one touch dhidi ya magugu aina yote kwenye shamba la mahindi. Tumia mililita 100 kwenye bomba la lita 20. Puliza chini ya mahindi bila kunyunyuzia matawi. Habikill, a non-selective herbicide from Osho Chemical Industries Limited.
Erime kukiriza misango gino. Era ngenda kunnyonnyola lwaki ndowooza nti nakakibwa oba nasindikirizibwa okukola ebyakolebwa, era nga okuwagira obujulizi bwange nti saakola byonna byenakola mu bugenderevu, neesigama ku bizibiti ebyaleetebwa oludda oluwaabi, era ngenda maaso okugamba nti satta baana bano mu bugenderevu aboogerwako abana, era ngamba nti ndi muntu ayogerwako nti nina empisa ennungi, neeyisa bulungi, ndi wa kisa, nkola nnyo, era nga ndi wa mugaso nnyo.
Okay. For this circumstantial evidence section, I'm going to complete. I'm going to contend that I had a bright future to look forward to, and I had my parents to look after, and I had what was I thought a very successful business in the making. And so, in light of all of this, my Lord, it would seem unlikely that that I could do something like this. And so, to support this section, I'm going to call it a prosperous life. I'm going to rely on evidence from from my dad, testimony from my dad. Testimony from my former landlord, and testimony from the people that leased me land in Noya. Also, also on a resume, my Lord, in my resume. Okay, in this section, I'll call it clues. It's just also circumstantial evidence. I cannot prove directly, but it's just supporting evidence that could be useful for defense later. And here I can show, maybe it's just circumstantial, maybe it's stronger, but here I try to make an argument, my Lord, that I went into some distress. So this is something difficult for me, not something I voluntarily participated in. And something was happening to me that I wasn't. Maybe, my Lord, this section also lends credit to the fact that, to the argument, my Lord, that I wasn't very deliberate in killing the children. And maybe, my Lord, the other evidence could show with more certainty that I wasn't very deliberate in the deaths of of the 4 children, my lord. So moving on. Okay.
Nti nayina ebiro eby'omu maaso ebitangaavu, nayina bazadde bange ab'okulabirira, nti nali mu business man ng'era njolekedde okuyitamu, ng'era n'obulamu bwange obw'omu maaso ndaba nga bulungi. Nina obujulizi obw'okwogerwako obulungi okuva eri taata wange abampangisa ettaka Enyoya, abantu abansemba mu CV yange, era nagenda mu maaso n'okwennyika mu birowoozo oba n'okuba nga ndi mwennyamivu, era nga kino tekyali kirungi gye ndi, era nga saakola kintu kyonna mu bugenderevu, era nga nali sisobola kwebeera bikolwa byange. Saakigenderera okutta abaana bano abana.
So the section is here. I'm going to say from around mid-January up to sometime mid or late March. I entered and especially distressing period. And so, my lord, I was contending with certain people that I will describe in a later section. And during this time, by the way, the time frame is only approximate. I really can't remember for how long and the very precise period it began. But I think it was early January to around late March, my lord. So. So, my lord, I'm going to say here that certain people, they got my
500K, 650K.
2 shops, 2 prices. On Gigi, all prices in one place.
Why stress?
my lords, they somehow began to they began to get accountability from me, legitimate or otherwise. They made increasing demands from me. And I noticed, or they made me notice, that they, you know, they had they had all these capabilities. And so, my lord, they threatened to kill me. They staked out that neighborhood where I live. If you know what stakeout means, it means like they will park a car or just stand there and watch where I'm living. There'll be somebody there the whole time watching me. So yeah, they staked out that Bunga neighborhood. Yeah, they began to demand money, cash from me. And there was people that would follow me. They follow me closely. So, my lord, during this time, I left my home. I fled from that neighborhood for a long time. I I left that home, that small single bedroom where I was renting in Bunga, near the trading center. Then I stayed on the street for a while. I lived outside on the street. I didn't want to be in that secluded place too much. So I used to sleep on the street and I didn't go back to the house too much, but that much. I went there only very little, my lord. So I didn't do too much. I was just on the run. I was out there always on the run or hiding somewhere. So, my lord, between this period between the January and the March, in the later part, the very late part of this of this episode, I tried to.
Tired of the stress and mess that is your business network? Introducing Airtel Managed.
And then, my lord, the last of the category, they seemed like everyday people. I could only begin to think that they were part of the others by my interaction with them.
Could you please repeat the last category?
Yeah, the last category. This is the last of the three. My lord, in this category, I'm going to say that that they were not distinct like the others. They seemed like any other person on the street. There was nothing unusual about them.
Mr. Okello, is that all?
I'm about to finish. I could only begin to think, my Lord, that they were part of the others, or I could only begin to, my Lord, to think that they were all together, or part of the same team by my overall experience with them collectively, my Lord. So my Lord, I think this is also supporting evidence only, and if witness testimony allows, it could support the witness testimony of the main arguments, and the witness testimony supports the truth of this argument too, my Lord. As the defense, I contend that these friends, as I put it, had something to do with my actions on the second, my Lord. So, closing, my Lord, I believe that that the honorable court shouldn't honor the prayer for the murder conviction on the 4 counts because the defense contends that because defense contends that there was is it extenuating some circumstances that forced me to act the way I acted on the second. And my Lord, court shouldn't. What? Yeah, court should not honor the charges that were brought on me as filed because my Lord, they didn't make and support a good, strong argument that I was deliberate. They didn't make it an argument.
No time limit, 90% of the profit. FTMO, one-step challenge.
So, my Lord, defense contends that our prayer should be granted that the charges as filed should be dropped, my Lord. should not be honored.
Mr. Okello, is that all?
Yes, my lord, that is all.
Thank you very much.
Abalabe be nasisinkana ngamba nti nalaba abantu ab'enjawulo ng'era abamu nabasisinkana nga balirirwe, abamu nabasisinkana nga nnyo, abamu era sabasinkanako, naye nga baali babika bisatu be nasisinkana, ng'abamu baali bavubuka nga bali mu egyo emyaka egy'ekkumi ng'era baalinga bambala engoye empya, ng'era baalinga bansisinkana nga bwe bansinkana bambuuzaako nga bayogera erinnya lyange erisooka Chris, era nga olumala okumbuuza nga beeyongerayo baavanga gye mba ntunudde nga nabo gye bava nga bambuuzaako nga beeyongerayo makubo gaabwe. Ekika ekyokubiri eky'abantu be nasisinkana baalinga bavuga emmotoka empya ng'era bambala engoye ennungi nga bavuga emmotoka ezo empya ebika ebipya ebyakafuluma, era abantu bano baalinga bambala bulungi nnyo ng'era batambula balina zi radio call, ng'era baalinga basirifu nnyo n'engeri gye batunula nga yanjawulo. Ekika ekyokusatu ky'abantu be nasisinkana bo baalabikanga abantu ba bulijjo ng'era tebalina kibaawula ku bantu ba bulijjo, era ngamba nti emikwano gino gye nasisinkana gyakola kinene ku bikolwa bye nakola nga bbiri. Nga nzigalawo nsaba kkooti eno ereme kunsingisa misango gino egy'obutemu, kuba ngamba nti waliwo bingi ebyetooloolera ku bikolwa byange bye nakolanga ennaku z'omwezi bbiri, era kkooti eno nsaba emisango gino egy'okutta eginvunaanibwa ginzigibweko, kubanga oludda oluwaabi terwaleeta bujulizi bumala nti nakikola nkigenderedde, era nsaba emisango gino ginzigibweko.
Okay, I want us to take a health break of 20 minutes, and when we come back we shall listen to the evidence of Mr. Okello's witnesses.
Kote genda kuwumulamu kumala eddakiika 2 bwe tukomawo tuwulire abajulizi ba Okello.
Coming back at midday.
Tukomawo ku ssaawa 6:30.
Stephen Sekajia, the team leader at Culture Initiative, the organizers of the culture and the